Ladies and gentlemen, tonight at Lucky Star Casino, we've got your game. Bellator Fighting Championships on MTV2 now moves to fight number 3 in the quarterfinals of the featherweight tournament. 3 5-minute rounds brought to you by Everlast. Greatness is within. And now introducing the red corner at 5'3", weighing in at 145 1/2 pounds. His professional record, 11 wins with only 2 losses. Fighting out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, introducing Wilson Reis. And across the cage is adversary fighting out of the blue corner at 5'6", weighing in at 145 3/4 pounds. His professional record stands at 20 wins, 3 losses, and 1 no contest. From Norman, Oklahoma, introducing Zach Red Devil George. And the referee for this contest, Jason Herzog.
Bellator Featherweight Tournament quarterfinal number 3. The winner will join Kenny Foster and Daniel Strauss in the final 4. Wilson Reis is in the white trunks. Zach George is in the black trunks. Jason Herzog is the referee.
First round, fight, are you ready? Fight, are you ready? Let's fight!
The bell in round number 1. Our Bellator clock is presented by PSP. Step your game up. PSP now just $129.
Wilson coming out in that southpaw stance. Look for the straight right from Zach George.
Reis, born in Brazil, now lives in Philadelphia, where he is a full-time Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu instructor. Of course, he is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt and a very, very high ranking and high level Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt.
World champion at the brown belt level. He has credentials. I know a lot of guys who have trained with him and say he is amazing on the ground. And we've seen it here in Bellator. Against Shad Lyerly, put on a clinic, but good left hands now by Wilson.
Reis throwing with the hands after the knee, then the body kick to answer back by Zach George. Reis now with the single leg and takes his man down. Rubber guard from George.
Well, Zach George, trained by Jared Weiner, Brad Daddis, Daddis Fight Camp. Those guys, Lloyd Irvin, black belts. So he has good jiu-jitsu training, but is he on Wilson Reis' level? That's the important part.
George holds the rank of purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. His base, though, is wrestling. The native Oklahoman started wrestling at the age of 5.
You see holding that tight, high, almost rubber guard, not quite in mission control, but doing a good job of kind of stalling Wilson out.
Diving in, double left hands there by Reis. Huge hammer fist. And now George is giving his back and turtles up. Reis has one hook in and both.
Now he has him flattened out.
Huge shots. Referee Jason Herzog taking a really close look.
You hear him say, aim for the ears. Strikes at the back of the head are illegal. Wilson doing a great job of keeping those strikes legal. But it is so hard to get a guy like this off your back.
Reis, a 2-time semifinalist in Bellator, previous featherweight tournaments coming in season 1 and season 2.
Oh, rear naked is deep.
This is very deep.
This is done.
The end could be near. And that is it. Just like that, Wilson Reis is through to the semifinals.
Man, a dominant first round performance. A lot of people were saying Zach George could be the guy to upset Wilson Reis, and it was not to be. Man, that's some beautiful jiu-jitsu, Sean. Flattened him out, got the choke against a very tough opponent.
Reis said from fighting in 2 previous Bellator tournaments, he learned that he had to be more confident and more aggressive. Certainly in both tonight.
I think he was. A lot of people had said, well, he has great jiu-jitsu, but he's not much of a finisher. He said, I've been working on that a lot, and man, he certainly finished Zach George. Zach George didn't have very many competitive moments in that fight.
2 minutes, 9 seconds. The sub comes in round number 1.
See him take a look and get some replays, get another look. And it was here, once he was in the guard, nice ground and pound, quick little overhand left, but very powerful shots from Wilson Reis. But beautiful, once he was past that guard and had his hooks in, well, just a matter of time with a guy like that. Powerful hips, got him flattened out, that right arm underneath. As soon as it was underneath the jaw, that is over. Zach George having no chance. Wilson Reis elated. He moves on to the semifinals once again.
George couldn't even tap. He waved his hand, and that's outstanding refereeing by Jason Herzog to detect a submission. A first-round submission for Wilson Reis. He is through to the semifinals. Elite XC's only 140-pound champion has now taken one big step forward towards becoming Bellator's new 145-pound world champion. An impressive first-round submission win for the Brazilian Wilson Reis.
By way of the rear naked choke, the tap comes at 2:09 of round number 1. The winner by submission, now advancing to the featherweight tournament semifinals, Wilson Reis.
Wilson Reis is now a 3-time semifinalist in Bellator's featherweight tournaments. Here's Jimmy Smith.
Wilson, you said you were working on being more aggressive, being a better finisher. You were both of those tonight.
Man, what I have to say, I want to thank you so much, all my camp, all my trainers, every single one of them push me hard every training. That's Fight Camp, Alliance MMA, Lloyd Irvin, BJ United, Tri-State. Thank you guys so much.
Now, you've seen the field so far. You're moving on to the semifinals again. What's going to be different this time around?
You know, man, I'm going to take a 5-by-5 and see how far I can go.
Now, you've seen the performances. Everyone in here is tough. Is anyone you're looking forward to taking on?
Like you say, man, you know, like we're in a little, like a little river with, full of alligator, you know? Everybody's tough, you know? So whatever Bellator has for me next, I'll be ready for it.
Congratulations. Give a big hand to Wilson Reis, ladies and gentlemen.
That victory gives Wilson Reis passage into the semifinal round of Bellator's featherweight tournament, where he joins Kenny Foster and Daniel Strauss in the last 4. The winner, by way of first-round submission, Wilson Reis defeats Zach George.